least 68 people died when the Yeti Airlines aircraft crashed into rugged terrain in Pokhara in central Nepal yesterday evening.
In the vast expanse of human experiences, some stories stand out, marked by profound joy, immense passion, and at times unparalleled tragedy. Such is the tale of Elena Panduro, a vibrant soul with a lens for beauty and a heart for adventure. As she embarked on what was supposed to be another breathtaking journey, an unforeseen catastrophe awaited. This narrative dives deep into Elena's life, her dreams, and the tragic event that abruptly curtailed them. Join us as we unravel the poignant last moments before the tragedy that shook many. Elena Panduro, a brief portrait. In the bustling heart of Moscow on the 15th of April 1989, Elena Panduro first opened her eyes to the world. Born into a city renowned for its historic architecture and cultural significance, Elena's origins were humble yet filled with promise. The capital city, with its juxtaposition of the ancient and the modern, possibly played a silent role in shaping her perceptions and passions. Raised by parents who were ardent nature enthusiasts, Elena's earliest memories were tinted with hues of green forests and cerulean skies. They say values and affinities are often passed down generations, and in Elena's case, this couldn't be truer. With weekends often spent exploring the outskirts of Moscow and family vacations dedicated to discovering untouched Russian landscapes, it was no surprise that the young girl developed an innate love for nature. However, nature wasn't the only muse that caught young Elena's attention. As she grew, so did her fascination with capturing moments. The transition from being in front of the camera as a child, gleaming with joy on family trips, to being behind the lens, capturing life's myriad hues, was a seamless one for Elena. By her teenage years, her passion for photography had solidified. While most teenagers found solace in music or books, Elena found hers in the gentle click of a camera shutter. Her formal education in Moscow was marked by typical academic rigor, but Elena was anything but a typical student. While she attended university classes, diligently making her way through lessons and lectures, it was outside the classroom that she truly thrived. Her time at the university wasn't just about textbooks and exams. It was in these years that she honed her skills, not just as a student, but as a budding photographer. Graduating in 2012, Elena's university years left her with more than just a degree. They left her with a clearer vision of her passion and a determination to turn this passion into a profession. Known amongst peers for her jovial spirit, Elena had the unique ability to light up any room she entered. This effervescence translated seamlessly into her work, making her photos not just images but stories waiting to be told. With time, her interest in photography converged beautifully with her love for travel. Europe's quaint towns, Asia's bustling streets, and nature's quiet corners, she sought them all. Each journey she undertook added layers to her character and depth to her portfolio. Documenting her travels, she began sharing her experiences through blogs, creating a tapestry of words and images that drew viewers into her world. This wasn't merely a hobby for Elena, it was a vocation. The world began to take notice of her unique visual proposition. Before long, small media outlets approached her, offering her roles that most can only dream of. Elena Panduro was no longer just a passionate photographer. She was a recognized face in the industry. Ascension to stardom. Elena Panduro's tryst with photography began innocuously enough, as it often does for many. A mere curiosity, a hobby to pursue in moments of leisure. But unlike many, her dedication to this craft saw it metamorphose from a pastime into a profound passion. As she began to explore the world through her lens, she found that she wasn't just capturing images, she was telling stories. Stories of cities and their heartbeat, of nature and its whispered secrets, of people and their myriad emotions. Soon, Elena's excursions weren't limited to her immediate surroundings. The entire world seemed to beckon her. And with each new place she visited, she documented her experiences, intricately weaving her observations with her images. These weren't just travelogues. They were intimate journals of a young woman discovering the world and herself. The digital age proved to be a boon for artists like Elena. With the advent of blogging, She found a platform where she could share her dual love for travel and photography. Her blogs became an online diary, capturing not only the visuals of her travels but also the soul of her experiences. From the cobblestone streets of Europe to the vibrant markets of Asia, her viewers got a front-row seat to Elena's adventures. Yet it was the emergence of social media, particularly Instagram, that truly marked her ascension to stardom. Instagram, with its visual-centric approach, was the perfect platform for Elena. Here, she didn't need words. Her pictures spoke volumes. Each post was a curated experience, a snapshot of her life, passions, and travels. With a keen eye for detail and a knack for understanding the platform's aesthetics, Elena's Instagram feed became a visual treat. Pictures of sunrises, candid street shots, intricate close-ups, and breathtaking landscapes painted a vivid tapestry of her journey. Followers began to pour in, not just from Russia, but from around the globe. They were captivated not just by the quality of her photos, but by the authenticity of her experiences. Each picture told a tale, and each tale resonated with someone, somewhere. Comments, shares, likes. The digital accolades started accumulating, and Elena Panduro became a recognized name in the vast Instagram cosmos. But her digital presence wasn't just about popularity, it was a testament to her expertise. Brands began to take notice. Elena's Instagram wasn't just a personal diary, it was a portfolio showcasing her prowess behind the lens. Companies sought her expertise, not just for her photography skills, but for her profound understanding of the digital space. This combination was a rare find. From modest gigs covering local events, Elena started receiving invitations for more significant projects. Soon, she was collaborating with prominent brands, her photos gracing their campaigns. Her blog entries were not just personal recounts, but also included reviews and chronicles of her collaborations, further boosting her credibility in the industry. A life in motion. For Elena Panduro, traveling was more than a mere hobby. It was a way of life. From the snowy landscapes of her native Russia to the bustling streets of Asia's cities, Elena sought out the world's wonders with an insatiable curiosity. Each journey, each new destination, was a chapter in her ongoing story, a testament to her belief that life was meant to be lived in motion, always moving, always discovering. Her travels weren't just solitary endeavors. In August of 2020, her life took another delightful turn when she began a relationship with Maxim. Maxim, a project manager in the field of wind energy, wasn't just a companion. He was a fellow adventurer. With him, Elena found not just love, but a partner in exploration. Together, they traversed continents, their footsteps synchronizing as they walked hand in hand from mountain ranges to serene beaches. Their combined passion made their shared adventures even more enriching. Whether it was hiking through dense forests or lounging by pristine beaches, the duo was inseparable. Their journeys were punctuated with laughter, shared silences, and countless photographs capturing their moments together. As they journeyed, both Elena and Maxim became chroniclers of their experiences. Their individual passions merged beautifully as they started documenting their travels, both through images and words. For Elena, every photograph she took with Maxim by her side held a special resonance. It wasn't just about the landscape or the place, it was about the shared memories they were creating. But life, as it often does, brought about moments of introspection amidst these adventures. As 2022 dawned, Elena found herself at a crossroads of sorts. While she had achieved remarkable professional success and her relationship with Maxim was flourishing, there was a deeper, more personal journey she felt herself embarking on. Through her travels, Elena had seen the world outside, but she was now beginning to explore the world within. One significant marker of this internal journey was a post Elena shared on Instagram in September 2022. In this reflective post, she spoke about her growth over the years and the changes she felt within her. The world had offered her many signs, and she was learning to heed them. Among these signs was the guidance of a spiritual coach, someone who had recently entered her life and was helping her navigate her internal landscapes. This period of introspection also brought with it certain revelations. One particular thought seemed to resonate deeply with Elena. an inexplicable pull towards Nepal. A book she had recently read titled All Roads Lead North, which offered a long-term view of Nepal's external relations, particularly with world powers like China, seemed to play a role in this newfound fascination. For Elena, the title of the book wasn't just about geopolitics. It held a deeper, more personal significance. Perhaps, she mused in her post, all her roads were indeed leading her to Nepal. The universe, it seemed, was aligning in mysterious ways. As Elena and Maxim journeyed through various destinations, they found themselves residing in Kazakhstan in October of 2022, a popular locale among the Russians. Here, Maxim was overseeing some projects, and the duo took the opportunity to explore the region. During this time, Elena reminisced about their hike through the Great Caucasus Mountains, an adventure they had undertaken over a year ago. It was a challenging journey, covering almost 80 kilometers of rugged terrains, but the memories it had forged were indelible. The fateful journey. With the dawning of the new year as the crisp winter winds brushed past, Elena's heart was set on a new destination, Nepal. The land of towering peaks and serene monasteries had beckoned her for months, an allure she could no longer resist. The mysterious pull, accentuated by her recent introspections and the symbolic reference from a book she had read, made her decision unwavering. Nepal wasn't just another destination on her travel map, it felt like a calling. Elena's meticulous nature meant that she planned her travels with precision. Amidst the anticipation of the journey, there was also the joy of reuniting with Maxim, who, due to his work commitments, occasionally traveled separately. Nepal promised not just the thrill of a new place, but the comfort of shared experiences with her beloved. As January unfurled its chilly embrace, Elena's preparations were in full swing. With her bags packed, itineraries set, and heart brimming with excitement, she reached the Kathmandu airport. On the 15th of January 2023, she was scheduled to board a passenger plane operated by Yeti Airlines. This flight would connect Kathmandu, Nepal's bustling capital, to Pokhara, the gateway for adventurers from around the world, keen to explore the magnificent Himalayas. Before the plane took off, in what would become a moment frozen in time, Elena captured a selfie. With the aircraft's interior in the backdrop, her face radiated the joy and anticipation of the journey ahead. She swiftly shared this moment with her legion of followers on Instagram, accompanying her photograph with an image of a mountain peak and the caption, translated from English, "Off to Nepal." Little did her followers know that this would be the last glimpse they would have of the vibrant traveler. Externally, the day seemed perfect for flying. The weather was mild, with the mountains standing tall, their peaks clearly visible against the vast blue sky. No gusts of winds threatened the journey, and the visibility was optimal. Yet, within the confines of the plane's cockpit, anomalies began to emerge. The ATR-72 aircraft, bound for Pokhara's new international terminal, began its flight without any hints of the impending doom. As the journey neared its end, the flight's captain made no indications of any irregularities. However, a sudden request to switch from the designated runway 3 to runway 1 was made by the pilot. The airport, trusting the expertise of the seasoned pilot, approved the change without hesitation. Unknown to Elena and her fellow passengers, one of them, Sonu Haiswald from India, initiated a live broadcast on his Facebook account. This broadcast captured the plane's descent, giving a window to the world outside. As the aircraft began its approach to Pokhara, the video showed it descending, ever closer to the ground. The serene landscape soon gave way to anxiety as Sonu's face appeared on the screen, showing a hint of nervousness. Witnessing the catastrophe. In an era defined by technology and the ceaseless sharing of moments, the tragic descent of the Yeti Airlines flight took on a surreal dimension because of one passenger's desire to share his journey. Sonu Haiswald, a traveler from India, inadvertently became the eyes for millions as he broadcasted live on Facebook during the fateful journey. His video started innocently enough. Views of the vast expanse outside, the grandeur of the Himalayan range in the distance, and the serene landscapes below hinted at nothing amiss. The video was a testament to the beauty that drew countless adventurers like Elena and Sonu to Nepal. But as the aircraft's descent became erratic, the serene landscapes gave way to an overwhelming sense of foreboding. The casual documentation of a journey soon morphed into a heart-wrenching account of its tragic end. As the video panned to Sonu, his face, etched with anxiety, became an embodiment of the rising panic inside the aircraft. The climax of the broadcast was as abrupt as it was harrowing. A deafening explosion, a blinding flash of fire followed by thick plumes of smoke, dominated the screen. And then the feed ended, leaving viewers worldwide in a chilling, stunned silence. That abrupt end was a digital epitaph to the lives lost in the crash, a real-time testament to a tragedy unfolding thousands of feet above the ground. The ground below was no less chaotic. Locals, upon witnessing the descent and the eventual crash, rushed to the scene, their hearts heavy with dread but filled with the determination to help. The sheer intensity of the inferno, paired with the challenging terrains, made their noble efforts almost impossible. The thick smoke, the intense heat emanating from the fire, and the aircraft's perilous position within the deep ravine thwarted every attempt at a rescue. Internationally, the news of the crash spread like wildfire. Media outlets worldwide broadcasted the incident, with Sonu's video at the epicenter of the coverage. The real-time nature of the footage provided a raw, unfiltered perspective of the event, making it one of the most heart-rending pieces of evidence of the tragedy. The resonating aftermath. The echoes of the explosion had barely faded when the massive task of rescuing began. The location of the crash, nestled deep within a 300-meter ravine, posed significant challenges. Steep terrains, dense vegetation, and the fire's ferocity made immediate rescue efforts daunting. Local residents, driven by a mixture of shock and determination, were among the first to rush to the scene. Their proximity to the crash meant they bore first-hand witness to the catastrophe, and thus felt the tragedy's weight even more acutely. Yet, despite their fervent desire to help, the blaze's intensity rendered them powerless. The flames, fed by aviation fuel and exacerbated by the dry foliage, formed an impenetrable barrier. Heartbreaking cries for help emanated from the wreckage, each cry wrenching the souls of the powerless bystanders. The chasm between the urgent need for rescue and the harrowing reality of the engulfing inferno was torturous. Professional rescue teams soon arrived, their expertise evident in their systematic approach. But even their seasoned experience seemed barely adequate against the scale of this disaster. Essential resources, such as firefighting equipment and trained personnel, were scarce. The challenges were numerous, and every minute was crucial. As nightfall approached, the lack of visibility further hampered the efforts, forcing a temporary cessation of the rescue mission. With the dawn of a new day, the full scale of the tragedy was laid bare. The aircraft, once a marvel of human engineering, lay in ruins, a grim testament to the lives lost. The smoldering remnants, coupled with personal belongings strewn across the crash site, painted a heartbreaking picture of the final moments of the passengers. As the identities of the victims began to emerge, a collective pall of grief descended. Families, friends, and well-wishers from around the globe mourned the loss of their loved ones. The pain was universal, transcending borders and nationalities. International leaders, celebrities, and common folk alike extended condolences, their messages resonating with sorrow and sympathy. Yeti Airlines, at the center of this tragedy, was swift in its response. Recognizing the magnitude of the incident,
Breaking news in the deadly plane crash investigation.
and as a mark of respect for the deceased, the airline suspended all its operations on the day following the crash. Their decision mirrored the sentiments of a nation in mourning.
घटना दुखद भयो हैन अब यसको उद्धार कार्यको निम्ति सम्पूर्ण शक्ति लगाइएको
Press releases expressed profound regret, and commitments were made to support the ongoing investigations and to provide aid to the bereaved families. Nepal's air safety concerns. Nepal, with its breathtaking landscapes, is a haven for adventurers. Its majestic peaks, especially the renowned Mount Everest, have drawn millions to its terrains. Yet intertwined with its natural beauty, is a disturbing history of aviation accidents that have repeatedly cast shadows over its otherwise enchanting image. Historically, Nepal's skies have witnessed several air disasters. The very factors that make Nepal an adventurer's paradise, its towering peaks, deep valleys, and unpredictable weather, also make it a challenging airspace for pilots. The country's airports, many perched amidst mountains with short runways and minimal technological support, demand unparalleled skill from aviators. Any miscalculation, be it due to human error or equipment malfunction, can have catastrophic consequences. The international community has not been blind to these concerns. The European Union, EU, alarmed by a series of air mishaps, took the drastic step of banning all Nepalese airlines from flying within its 27 member states in 2013. This ban was not a mere reflection of Nepal's aviation mishaps, but underscored deeper issues, including inadequate training for crew, insufficient maintenance of aircraft, and subpar air traffic control facilities. The EU's decision, though controversial, was rooted in concerns for passenger safety. Yet it's worth noting that the challenges faced by pilots flying in Nepal are some of the most daunting worldwide. The Himalayan region, in particular, is notorious for its rapidly changing weather conditions. Clear skies can swiftly give way to thick fogs, reducing visibility to near zero. Turbulent air currents generated by the colossal mountain ranges can make flights particularly perilous, even for the most seasoned pilots. Furthermore, many of Nepal's airstrips are in remote regions, nestled amidst the mountains. They lack the advanced technological support available in more developed regions. Pilots rely heavily on visual cues for landing, a task made exponentially challenging by the unpredictable weather. An approach towards these airports, with mountains on one side and steep drops on the other, leaves no margin for error. A slight misjudgment or a sudden gust of wind can spell disaster. The aviation challenges aren't solely due to nature's unpredictability. Infrastructural deficiencies, especially in remote airports, have been glaring. The absence of radar facilities in many areas means pilots rely on radio communication, a method not always reliable given the mountainous terrains that can cause interference. Additionally, aircraft maintenance and timely upgrades, essential for safe flights, have often been found lacking. Further scrutiny led to details about the plane itself coming to the fore. Manufactured in 2007 by a Franco-Italian consortium, the ATR-72 had been in service for 15 years. Historically, the ATR-72S, though involved in some incidents over the years, were considered reliable. Many of these incidents were linked to ice formation issues, but overall, the aircraft had a commendable service record. It raised further questions. Was the plane's age a factor, or were maintenance standards compromised? Remembering Elena and the lost souls. In the sprawling tapestry of humanity, every individual thread weaves its own unique story. Some shine brightly, leaving indelible marks, while others blend harmoniously, adding depth and texture to the larger narrative. Elena Panduro was undeniably one of those luminous threads. Her zest for life, her insatiable curiosity, and her unwavering passion created ripples that touched countless souls. Elena's journey, from the bustling streets of Moscow to the picturesque landscapes she so ardently captured, was a testament to her spirit. Her love for nature, the lens through which she viewed the world, and her innate ability to find beauty in every corner was awe-inspiring. Through her photographs, blogs, and shared adventures, she painted vivid pictures that invited others to see the world through her eyes. She embodied the essence of a wanderer, always seeking, always discovering. And in her discoveries, she generously shared fragments of her soul, allowing others to partake in her joy and wonder. However, Elena's story, as heartrending as it was, formed just one chapter in the tragic tale of that ill-fated flight. 72 stories, 72 dreams, 72 journeys were abruptly halted. Each passenger, each crew member had a story to tell, dreams to chase, and memories to create. They were fathers, mothers, siblings, friends, lovers, and colleagues. They were adventurers, explorers, thinkers, and dreamers. Each life lost was a universe in itself, with its own galaxies of experiences, emotions, and aspirations. In the face of such an overwhelming tragedy, one is compelled to grapple with the very essence of existence. The unpredictability of life, with its abrupt turns and unexpected detours, underscores the importance of cherishing every fleeting moment. It serves as a poignant reminder that while we may chart our courses and dream our dreams, life, in its infinite wisdom, often has plans of its own. Embracing the present, finding joy in the mundane, and celebrating every heartbeat becomes an act of defiance against the capriciousness of fate.